Good evening and welcome back to Plannercraft. I'm Natalie and Ian's here too, and
Hello.
tonight I'm going to be doing a bit of a frequently asked questions section or Q&A. So I'm going to start off by doing a bit of vinyl application. I'm going to give you a few little tips, and then
Hello from Karen from
wherever we go from there.
WV, so I think it was West Virginia, wasn't it, yesterday? I think,
Yeah,
Karen.
West Virginia, yeah.
So, say hello to Karen.
So hi Karen, and I'll just wait for a few more people to hop along and say hi. So don't be shy, don't bite.
Carol says hello.
Hi Carol.
And Lily says hello, but she has gone home now.
Okay, so back before I was poorly we did a little bit of a printable label. So this was done onto printable vinyl, and we did some foiling with some Spellbinders holographic foil. So hence you can see all sorts of different colours in our little label.
And we have Dinah who says hello from a very wet Hertfordshire.
Yeah, it's a bit soggy here. Just a little bit. So when we did the design, we did it so that we could still see our logo. And I have some transfer tape. So just to make it a little bit easy to get my backing off, I'm just going to pick it up on my transfer tape. She says, this is the fun bit. There we go.
And we have Thea Willis watching as well.
Hi Thea.
So if you do have any questions for us to answer shortly with the Q&A, please do.
Start typing now.
There is about a 30-second delay, so obviously
You've got plenty of time.
plenty of time to get your questions in.
Okay, just because it's pulled up slightly when I've lifted off the backing paper, I'm just going to gently get the bubbles out, because we don't want bubbles. Now, when it comes to applying vinyl, there's a couple of little tricks that we can use. So one is to spray the surface with water if you're working with something like glass, or we can use some parchment paper, or in this case I'm going to use a paper palette. So this particular piece is nice and shiny, so it's going to resist our stick to a certain extent. It's still going to be a little bit sticky to it, so do go careful how you're going to apply it. And I'm going to position my paper across my logo, so hopefully I'll be able to see just enough of that logo to be able to position my sticker, like so. This is where it might just slip a little bit, so I'm just going to gently tap this down at the top. I'm going to gently lift this off and roll the paper from underneath. So this is why we put that little fold in. So as we move down, we're going to roll that fold underneath like so. And it's going to look a little bit fiddly, that's okay. Now once you've got a little bit more revealed, you can go in there with a hand, or we have a little squeegee. So the squeegee is there to make sure that we get our bubbles out. It's also really useful for if you're doing things like applying clear vinyl to surfaces. You can just use that to actually push the backing paper off. With this it's going to be a little bit stiffer, so.
We have Joyce as well, so Joyce says hi.
Hi Joyce. So I'm very, very carefully taking off this last bit of paper. Ta-da! And let's go for it there. So you're going to see I'm going to give it a really good pressing down. Now where you've got something like this where you've got little ridges underneath, you've got a sharper edge here, so don't be afraid to go in there and just get that right into those little ridges. So for the most part, the nice soft edge is going to do most of your work.
Didn't put your phone on do not disturb, did you?
I left you to do that.
I didn't take it off last night.
Okay. So we're very gently going to peel back our transfer tape. So with transfer tape you can use it loads and loads and loads of times, so don't think just because you've done one transfer that's it and it's done with. We can do it again and again. You might just pull off a little bit of foil, but it's only what isn't actually adhered to your label anyway. And job done. So now, just going to very gently on this curvy edge here, go back over with that sharper edge just to make it bend around that corner. And you can seal over the top with some clear vinyl if you want to, if you think you need it. And there we go. So some other suggestions about things that you can use your paper palette for is you can use it with your glue gun and things like your Nuvo dots, your liquid pearls, and your glitter glues to create your little enamel dots, and they'll come off and peel off that really easily. So you can get that from the works, and I think it's what, £3?
2, I believe.
2.
Yep,
£2. So I tend to have a little stash of those now, don't I? Because I get through them quite quickly.
Cassie, could you put Mod Podge over to seal it?
Yes, you can. You can. Because this is a laser print, you don't have to worry about it bleeding or anything. If it's an inkjet one, then obviously you just want to do a little test on a spare piece. That you just want to make sure that colour's not moving.
Do you want to show the vinyl that we printed on, just for people who missed it?
Yeah. Yep. So in case anybody missed it, here's our printable vinyl. So this is it before it's cut or foiled. You can see that if I bring it a bit closer.
You printed on the wrong side.
There you go. So you just basically do a half cut, preferably. What I would say is this is a bit thinner than your average vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when it comes to setting your pressure, you're going to want to act more like it's paper than vinyl. So take it right down. That's one of the things we learned about it, wasn't it? It was just a little bit too thin for what we usually cut our vinyl on.
Yeah.
So, any questions? Oh, yes, glue gun. As we've had a question, haven't we? So, glue gun. And let's get my pad just because. Number one, it gives it somewhere to blob. Okay. So, you can squidge your inks onto this as well, and you can actually wipe it clean. So this one's had quite a bit of use for this particular sheet. Okay, so glue gun. If you have this particular model, just be aware there are a few differences to your average glue gun. Firstly is the power button. You need to press and hold it, and then it will come on and shine red. Then you want to wait until that goes green before feeding the glue in. So, it doesn't take very long. So this particular model is wireless and charges with a USB-C.
Where did you find the glue gun? We got ours from Lidl.
Yeah.
But it is available on eBay, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's where we found it in the end for Tony, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you can see now it's gone green. So underneath, there's a little button here. And when we do that, it's going to drive the motor so that the glue feeds through, and it's going to make a noise. Straight away you can see that that glue is then going to be coming out because it's ready to go. So if you want to do some little glue dots, you can do. And even just doing that little load, it's going to straight away be blobbing and ready to go. So that as you're working with things, you can create little dots.
It's a Parkside one, isn't it?
It is a Parkside one, yep. So if you have any of the Parkside USB-Cs, they're pretty interchangeable, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we have the matching Hoover of all things.
Yeah. It is very quick, Carol. To
Very,
warm up
very quick.
compared to your normal glue guns. We've got, and the big one that we've got takes an age to get warm, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'm going to turn that off. Now what I would say is make sure that you have a glass jar. So I'm just going to pull this out just so you can see it on stream. And then just rest it in that. You can see that I've got a little bit of a collection of glue in there, but it doesn't really waste a lot at all compared to some of the other glue guns.
The printable vinyl we got from Amazon, I believe.
Yes.
I will find you a link and post that up for you. Give me 2 moments. I will find it. And
Is that you need more hands there?
yeah, I've not got enough hands today.
Okay, I'm going to pop that there. So, but when these are set in terms of glue gun or dry in terms of things like your glitter glues, you can just peel those off and then attach them to your projects if you want to do like some water droplets and things. So it's funky. The other thing that I find this is really good for is if you're doing mixed media and you're using things like texture paste where you want to actually colour the texture paste, particularly if you want to work with things like pigment powders, then rather than risking your nice palette that you use with your watercolours, you can use this. And if it does set, you can just tear the page out and throw it away. So you can see there's still plenty of usable space on this one, so I won't throw that away just yet. But I did one where I was using the marble texture paste, and that sets pretty rock solid.
The link I've just put up is for the printable vinyl, and it is suitable for laser and inkjet printers, so you can use it in both. We get 40 sheets, and it is currently $16.99 in the UK.
So I'm currently thinking that I will be streaming tomorrow at 11 as usual. So that's going to be a computer one so that I can do it on my own. So then we can have the night off then, can't we?
So we can enjoy the football.
Yeah, enjoy the football. So tomorrow what I will be doing is a little bit of a drawing challenge. And I'm going to see if I can do a football. So
You can create a round football, so you make a 3D one, or are you going to make a...
I was going to do an illustration, then put a name underneath and do it like a cake topper. Because we haven't really done cake toppers yet on the channel.
No, true.
And it's about time that we did.
Yeah.
So, any other questions before we go? So that was a nice quick one tonight, wasn't
quick.
it?
Yeah, very quick today.
But it's one of those things that we didn't get a chance to finish off before I was poorly, wasn't it? So I wanted to kind of clear the decks and ready for the next thing. So I've got some really fun things that I want to be showing you over the sort of next couple of weeks. So there's lots of new stuff coming along.
Hi Penny, Penny's just finished dinner.
Hi Penny!
Where's the glue gun from? That's okay. The glue gun we got from Lidl when they had them in, but I don't think they've got them anymore.
Certainly our local one hasn't.
It's a Parkside one. They did have them, I believe, on eBay. I don't think they had them on Amazon today.
They did, but it was quite expensive, I think. So we paid about £15 for ours, and everywhere else that is now selling them for about 30. So I almost think, I should have got another one and put it up on eBay. I'm thinking I'm going to save these for Thursday, and I might do a nice watery theme card with the mermaid stamp. So, who's up for a bit of mixed media on Thursday with some mermaids? No, they're not really on there at the moment. Hang on. What are we hanging on to? Try to think if there's anything else. Oh, vinyl. There is a vinyl challenge in the group. Now, I am aware that Facebook have changed how to get to albums, particularly if you are using the Facebook app, which is really annoying. So if you are struggling to upload a photo, please let me know, and I can always pop that into the album for you. It's not so bad if you're on a computer, but on the app you can't really get to albums at the moment. And we have a couple of levels of entry, so we have a nice easy beginners one colour one.
So there's a link to it on eBay for anybody who wants the glue gun. It is £25 on there, but that's the cheapest we've found on the moment is on eBay, so if anybody wants to... Daniel says she'd love to watch the mixed media.
Okay. So that'll be Thursday night, won't
Penny
it?
says she's looking forward to Cake Toppers. She'll be at work, but she will watch it later.
Yep.
And Carol says, you know me, I'll watch anything.
Yeah, well, I think it's about time that we did cake toppers. We've done cake boxes before now, so if that's something that you might be interested in, you can go back and watch that one.
Where's that gone?
It's in the front room, I think.
Oh, it's in the front room, is it?
Yeah.
Our cupcake box.
Our cupcakes.
That was cool.
If you do have a request for a project for me to show, then feel free to ask, or if it's a technique, I'll quite happily go into a individual technique like that, won't I?
You will?
So we've done lots as well, so never be afraid to go back and watch some of the older streams. So
yeah, there are lots of videos on YouTube.
lots and lots and lots.
And if you can get to them, there's a load on Facebook as well. There's probably the best part of 300 videos.
More like best part of 600.
Oh, 6. No, I've lost count.
Yeah, because don't forget there was times when we were doing 2 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back says no to that one at the moment. But it's mending, isn't it? Slowly.
Yeah. I mean, you're spending more time in your chair, which is going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, so... and I'm slowly catching up on work, which will mean that I can do a bit more streaming with you guys.
Yeah.
Seem to be doing a lot of blog writing at the moment, don't I?
Yeah, you've got a few to catch up on, haven't you? So you've got to do what you've got to do, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do your work first. Have they dried yet?
They're getting it. Really shouldn't have gone for the big one first. That was being brave. So I just pull that off there. You can see we have a little glue dot. So we're going to have some nice watery scenes to play with on Thursday, I think. So I'll be experimenting with gel medium. So if you've seen the samples for Chocolate Baroque, you'll have seen that I use some coloured gel medium to actually create waves together with the marble paste. So that's a really nice technique, so I think that'll be a good one to show you. Any other questions before I go? So this is a little bit of a tidy up stream, isn't it? It's a catch up and then start fresh.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to be what you've seen. It can be any questions that you think you want an answer to,
Or if you have
scan and cuts, or
a problem,
yeah, stamping, colouring.
a machine that's
Painting.
misbehaving. Oh, it's
Does that
glitching a
breathe?
bit.
Glitching a little bit. It's not that bad. Foil, vinyl. Okay, we do our own little range of foils at the moment as well. If you
Yeah,
go
it's
on
something that
foil.
we haven't shown on stream recently, isn't it? Together with
It
the
is.
books.
Mm.
I will try and... Did we get the picture? I don't know.
Yes, thank you,
Did
Karen. I got the picture. Yes,
we? There you go.
I haven't
Did it.
downloaded it yet, but yes, it's here. So yeah.
We'll do our best to get that done for you and get that back to you. Send it with goodies.
Mm. You know, you could print it.
Ah, yeah. That would solve the issue. There we go. Nice and simple.
There. Cut that and then.
We'll go printable vinyl, Carol. Very sorry for what, but... Okay. So if there's no other questions, we'll call it a night. And I will see you tomorrow at 11 with either Illustrator or Inkscape. See which one takes my fancy tomorrow.
Scowl.
No, I want something that can go... That's technical, that is. It's going to bloat, inflate, so that you can actually make it look like it's round without too much difficulty.
Inkscape. It's free.
Mm. So there you are. Ian set me the challenge of doing it in Inkscape. I'll be having a practice tomorrow morning before I go live. So take care. Oh. Just refresh the page, yeah. Because... Dum da dum dum dum. It's okay this end. Carol doesn't have Inkscape. Oh, Carol. I might introduce you to Inkscape because there's a few things that Inkscape can do that Affinity can't. So you'll find that it's not very often that I hop over to Inkscape. But for some things it is really handy. So things like it can do your warping. It can do things like actually I'll just show you.
Rhinestones.
Rhinestones, maybe. QR codes, definitely.
Barcode.
Yeah. So if you want to be linking to websites or to a like a SoundCloud or something like that, then you can use QR codes to do that. And we haven't done Spotify codes in ages, have we?
We haven't. No.
So I might just do a project with those at some point.
They were cool.
Yeah. So take care for now, and I will see you tomorrow.